Normally, Saudi Arabia is known for its oil and immense wealth. But behind this glitz lies a disturbing reality. This Arab country may be very wealthy, but it is also deprived of one of nature's most important gifts, water. It's like having a golden palace, but only 2 sips of water to drink. Saudi Arabia is the largest country in the world without a single natural river. 98% of its land is covered in scorching sand, and there is almost no rainfall. But now, in the middle of that same desert, where only silent dunes are visible for miles, Saudi Arabia has started building its own rivers. These aren't ordinary rivers. Here, instead of flowing down the mountains, water is being forced uphill. Thousands of kilometers of freshwater pipelines and an artificial river network that seems to challenge the laws of nature. But the real question is, if there's no water in this country, where is this water coming from? And most astonishingly, how is this impossible feat even possible? You all know that Saudi Arabia's climate is extremely hot and humid. There's a drought. For example, the capital, Riyadh, receives an average annual rainfall of only 116 millimeters. Its population has grown from 3 million in 1950 to over 26 million today. This growing need has put an unbearable strain on water reserves. But when Saudi Arabia has no natural rivers, where does it get fresh water? To meet its needs, the kingdom has long extracted water from deep aquifers underground. This water, also known as fossil water, has formed in the ground over millions of years. It is stored inside, and it will take millions of years to replenish it. In a way, it is a non-renewable water reservoir. For the past several decades, Saudi Arabia was meeting about 70% of its water needs by extracting this fossil water, and then the consequences of this misuse turned out to be very scary. The report of NASA's satellite data GRACE mission left the Saudi rulers astonished when it told that between 2002 and 2016, the underground water reserves of Saudi Arabia were disappearing at a rate of about 2 cubic kilometers every year. This means that Saudi Arabia is using 2 trillion liters of fossil water every year. If calculated, the Saudi population at that time was 18 million, and each person's share was 310 liters of water daily, whereas the average person in the world uses up to 150 liters of water daily. It's like using a battery that can never be recharged. Firstly, there is no reverse here, and on top of that, Saudi Arabia was wasting its only water source recklessly. But what was the reason behind this excessive use? This water shortage. The crisis worsened when, in 1970, the government decided to grow wheat domestically rather than relying on other countries. This plan, initially intended with good intentions, literally destroyed water conservation. The government provided subsidies for wheat farming and encouraged farmers, leading to a rapid increase in agriculture. By 2003, 85% of the country's water was used solely for agriculture. This mistake drained water reserves so rapidly that within decades, the government was forced to abandon plans to cultivate wheat. In light of this disaster, it was decided to conserve the remaining fossil water for emergencies only. Now, if Saudi Arabia doesn't use its only water source, where will it get fresh water from? This groundbreaking project is to build the world's largest artificial river, a feat that is revolutionary not only in its scale but also in its vision. Stretching for approximately 12,000 kilometers, this man-made river cuts across the Earth's surface. Construction is underway underground. This is the first time such work is being done on such a large scale in the world. Under this project, approximately 9.4 million cubic meters, or 9.4 billion liters of water will be produced daily through advanced desalination technology. This technology will make the salty water of the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf drinkable. This artificial river will travel underground to minimize evaporation losses in this hot desert. Its width and depth have been designed in such a way that the water It can reach various parts of the country with a continuous or non-stop flow, even those areas that suffer from the most water scarcity or are located on mountaintops. This project is not just a water supply scheme. Through this project, Saudi Arabia aims to revive the dream of self-cultivation, that is, to grow your own crops and not be dependent on others. A dream that was considered impossible in such a land. Through this sustainable and unlimited water, Saudi Arabia is bringing greenery to its barren lands. The government wants to grow it to reduce dependence on food imports and diversify the economy beyond oil. This artificial river is 11 meters wide and 4 meters deep, and the entire network will stretch for an astonishing 12,000 kilometers. Special anti-corrosion pipes with a diameter of 2.25 meters are being used to transport the water to remote areas. This pipe network is so large that it could be twice the length of the Nile River, which clearly demonstrates the sheer scale of this project. It's a marvel of engineering. Not only is a new source of water being created, but a system never before imagined. Because if pipes were simply laid straight, they could circle our planet. Pipe networks will transport water throughout the country, but the biggest issue here is making seawater sweet. 28 desalination plants have been built along the Red Sea and Persian Gulf. Their job isn't just to separate salt from water, but also to use less electricity, energy, and pollution. This task is not easy, especially when demand is high and natural water resources are scarce. The first technology is multi-stage desalination. Huge plants separate salt from water. The process sounds simple: heat water, create steam, and then condense it. But the scale is truly mind-boggling. Imagine 100 steel tanks, each the size of a football field, where seawater is boiled. Then it is transferred to another chamber where the pressure is gradually reduced. This happens and the water evaporates at a low temperature. This steam is condensed and stored in another chamber in the form of fresh water. The biggest advantage of this process is that it can work on a very large scale, and the remaining steam is used to rotate turbines so that some of the energy spent in heating the water can be saved by generating energy again. Apart from this distillation, there is another technology on which work is being done very fast in Saudi Arabia, and that is reverse osmosis. This technology is based on the human cells. Inspired by biology, reverse osmosis involves passing seawater through an ultra-thin polymer membrane with extremely thin pores, so thin that a square inch can be divided into 1 million parts. Just one of those pores is enough. These pores are so thin that not even a virus, let alone salt, can pass through them. This system filters out up to 99% of salt and minerals, producing perfectly pure water. The most impressive aspect of this technology is its energy efficiency. Thanks to pressure recovery devices, modern reverse osmosis is a powerful technology. Osmosis plants use just 2.8 kilowatt-hours of electricity to produce 1,000 liters of water. This is roughly the same amount of power as a domestic water motor. Today, desalination meets 66% of Saudi Arabia's water demand. Additionally, more than 500 dams have been built across the country, with a total storage capacity of approximately 2 billion cubic meters. For example, the King Fahd Dam can hold more than 325 million cubic meters of water, making it the country's largest. These reserves not only provide drinking water to millions of people, but also provide water for their drinking water needs. They not only provide water but also support agriculture in the desert and replenish underground aquifers. But another question must be coming to your mind. When so much salt is removed from water every day, what is done with that salt? Remember that 1 liter of seawater contains about 35 grams of salt. So, if Saudi Arabia produces 9.4 billion liters of fresh water every day, it means that 329,000 tons of salt is left behind every day. How much does this weigh? You can estimate this by the fact that the world's heaviest animal is the blue sea. A whale weighs only 200 tons. This salt is then released back into the ocean. Due to the release of so much salt in one place, the Red Sea now has numerous dead coral zones where marine life has been wiped out. Experts call this an invisible threat of desalination. Because if this waste is released directly into the ocean, both the temperature and salinity of the water increase, which could pose a threat to the entire coastal ecosystem. To avoid this new disaster, the Saudi government is now focusing on deep-sea multi-diffusers, is working, in which case it will be poured on the Mukhtalif Maqamat instead of being poured in the same place in the salt or brine ocean. However, the idea of brine mining is also a bit of a gore, where magnesium, potassium, and rare minerals can be separated from salt to create a valuable resource, and waste can be reduced. Today, Saudi Arabia has become the world's largest desalination water producer. Not only that, but Guinness has awarded the water delivery network the largest pipeline network in the world. And this network continues to grow. Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman's goal is to meet 100% of the country's water needs in this way by 2030. Another astonishing aspect of this project can be seen in the mountains. Laying pipelines across 10,000-foot-high mountains is a daunting task in itself, but to carry water uphill through these pipes, massive water pumping stations operate, pumping water 24/7. These pumping stations alone consume 9% of Saudi Arabia's electricity. This is similar to the water flowing in, reverse from the mountains. Instead of flowing down, it began to rise in the opposite direction. This underground river in Saudi Arabia is not just a large pipeline network, but a declaration that water scarcity can be eliminated with the help of technology. This project is still very new, and the world is expecting further improvements. Today, a country that has no natural river or natural water resources will host the World Water Forum in 2027. All this tells the world that even inhospitable environments can be transformed. With courage and technology, we can create the best and future-proof solutions. And this message from Saudi Arabia is a new path for many countries and entire regions. We hope you'll like and share this video. Thank you so much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.